it's been a weird month. I can't really put it into words straight away, so just gonna have to let this beat selling vlog run its course, and by the end of this video hopefully you'll understand what I mean by the fact it's been a weird month. But I've been doing these beat selling vlogs since April 2022 when I started my own beat selling journey, if you think that's cheesy to call it that or not, and I documented everything I've done in the hope that aspiring beat makers or beat makers who want to start making money from their beats can hopefully learn something from these videos to take away, apply to their own beat store and get more beat sales. That's the idea of it. And when I started this beat selling, I thought, well, maybe I'll get to $1,000 in sales a month. I'll be happy with that, because beat selling for me, it's only part of my day as a freelance music producer. So if it could be a really cool side hustle, then absolutely, I'm all for it. Let's get this beat selling thing going. But I stand now at a point where I've made $2,797 in 1 month selling beats. And that is absolutely mental. And I never thought anything like this would ever happen, but it has. Now, how did I do it? Because when I actually look at the data, which I'm about to show you, if it wasn't for a couple of factors, this would have been my worst month of the year by far, and my worst month selling beats probably in the last year. It's weird to think, isn't it? But let me show you the data. Hopefully you learn something from this. I'm going to tell you how I've made the beat sales I have to get to $2,700 if you haven't watched my last video already where I briefly touched on that. But again, this is the beat selling vlog. So firstly, let's break down how I've done this month, and then we'll dive into the finer details of how it was made possible. So the first thing to look at is the beat tracker. So again, this is an Excel document, or it's numbers rather, because it's Apple, and I've been tracking my sales since the start of the year. And when it comes to this month, there is something that may be sticking out to you right now in the graph, and that is a $2,250 bump. Now, the reason why this has been such a good month is down to the fact I made a humongous beat sale halfway through what was a very quiet month. So when you look, the month basically started just about on the 4th, because we didn't make any sales on the first 3 days of March. So in our first week of March, we made $17.60. Second week, we made $161.60. This is all pretty standard numbers, especially for this time of year. When you refer to the 2023 performance, you can see there was a little bit of a dip this time of year, massive dip in fact. So I wasn't expecting to get a lot of beat sales based on tracking from last year, but there was a little bit of quiet feel to how it was going. And then there was the $2,228 beat sale, which blew everything out the water, made it so that now I'm on track to easily, at least for now, have a better year than 2023 selling beats. Because then the week afterwards as well, we then have another sale, this time on Airbit, $369.95. So two sales, one a lot bigger than the other, but one still big, have been the deciding factor what has made this such a big month. Now, most of the time when I sell beats, it's non-exclusives, but the fact remains I've actually sold a lot of exclusives this month. This is how the amount I've earned has been able to be so high, is down to exclusive sales. Now let's see where these sales came from as I give you a bit more information about the sales, because there's a lot of complexities to this. So we're starting on BeatStars, and you can see the big sale actually came in 2 waves. So the first one was from the Pro page. Now, both of these sales were meant to actually be on my website, which uses the Blaze players. Now, someone reached out to me at the start of this month, and they said they were interested in about 13 of my beats. So I thought, okay, this is a really good chance here to get a big sale across the line. They wanted exclusives. Now, they showed me all the beats that they wanted, and thankfully, a lot of the beats that they wanted actually hadn't sold any leases before. Some of them been in my beat store for way over a year. So I thought, okay, these are beats that I'd be willing to sell exclusively. Now, I did have to kind of work out what would be a fair price to sell each one exclusively when you factor in maybe a bulk deal if they're buying a load at once, and the fact that obviously you have to be careful on certain beats you're selling if they've already sold, because some of them had sold before, but it doesn't mean I'm not willing to sell them exclusively. Now, some of you watching this video may have been told, or even maybe even been told by me, not to sell exclusives, but my mentality towards selling an exclusive has changed this year, especially nowadays. Especially I work in the pop side of the music industry, and in pop music it is not as common to license instrumentals. Most artists who release music, they want to own the rights to the beat. whether that be for publishing reasons, for, you know, like sort of royalties and stuff like that, really. So, and in fact, more importantly than ever as well, I'd say two artists don't want to have a pop song with the same beat. You just don't really hear that. When it comes to rap beats and stuff, you can get away with it a lot more and nice things. So my approach had changed, and that was why I was willing to engage in this conversation with this person about something exclusive, because I thought, okay, this might be a good opportunity to get rid of a lot of beats which hadn't been performing that well for me, but also get a large sale across the line. Now, I went across on the Pro page in the end because I actually created the cart for them, because they were listing all these beats they wanted, and I was changing the exclusive price when it came to making the bulk deal. So one thing I really did to try and help get the sale over the line, which by the way was after a week of talking and negotiating. Don't think this just happens like that. This took a lot of negotiating, and it took a lot of patience from me and the artist as well to get this across the line. And eventually we settled on a figure. I created a cart for them in my Pro page, and I sent them a link to the cart, so they didn't have to do any of that, trying to skip a step in the chain of them getting a sale, because every step in the chain, in my opinion, is another reason to put them off buying. So if you can eliminate loads of steps in the process, get the cart created for them, it's there, all they have to do is buy the beat, and then, you know, Bob's your uncle, money's in your account. But for the second day, they came back. They actually found some more. So there's another $400 sale here. This was actually on my website this time with the Blaze players, because they did come back again. There was a couple of beats that they decided they also wanted on top. So again, we negotiated a price, $400, which brought the grand total to, it was about £2,200. There was also a little bit of activity at the start of the month on my website, got an $84 beat sale, and I'm not gonna lie, the marketplace, it was pretty dead this month. We only made 2 sales on the marketplace, and we made two sales on the actual Pro page, and it was a very quiet month. It was a very quiet month for sales from YouTube. It was a very quiet month for sales in the marketplace, and this is what I mean. This was a very, very quiet month, and if it wasn't for this big sale, we'd be looking at a very different picture. BeatStars would have been very dead this month. And I even posted on my YouTube channel that the Airbit marketplace has outperformed the BeatStars marketplace in terms of sales. And that is because on the marketplace this time round, we've actually made 2 sales in the month, which even though is less than BeatStars, we have made a considerable amount more. Mainly because we sold an exclusive, but we also got another $20 beat sale the next day. So it came in at 2, which was a really cool thing. Now, when it came to Soundy, just a quick other one, it was a very quiet month for Soundy. We made one $60 beat sale. I've only just started to drive traffic to my Soundy version of the Pro page again, because as I've said in previous videos, the Soundy Pro page, a lot better than the BeatStars Pro page, but it takes time. And last time I switched straight to the Soundy Pro page, because I wasn't putting any traffic to my BeatStars catalog, my beats started ranking lower on the BeatStars marketplace, which meant I was getting no sales at all for a good month on BeatStars. So after learning from that mistake, I created different YouTube channels, different type beat channels to repost my beats and drive traffic to my Soundy Pro page, and just use my Soundy Pro page for email marketing. So any sales I get from Soundy are basically through either my reposting channels, SoundCloud, or email marketing. So again, $60 on that. This is what ties it in all together. Now, a little bit of a spoiler for next month. Weirdly, like, it's been another explosive start to the month. You can see we have made $925 a sale so far in April. Now, that's going to be a topic for another video altogether, of course. I just wanted to show you that because things have been absolutely going bonkers at the moment, and it just shows that if you sell exclusives, these are the sorts of figures that you can be getting. So yeah, Soundy, crazy. Soundy's blowing off big time. Now, how am I driving traffic to my beats at the moment? As I mentioned, I do have my reposting channel, so you got my pop ballad beats. Now, I've got a lot of pop ballads, so I'm happy to repost them, and it gave me a chance to get the branding really on point. It does okay. This has just hit up 100 subscribers, which is really cool, and this gets like a decent amount of views. I think I have been able to get some traffic. I don't know if it's made any sales yet, because this one here is going straight to my Soundy Pro page. So, you know, it's just good to have. My synth pop beats, because I've nearly reposted all my synth pop beats, it's kind of died down a bit. I'm uploading once every 5 days. Got to 114 subscribers. It didn't really take off as much as I wanted it to, but hey, I repost my synth pop beats on here anyway, just because, you know, extra 28 views in this case. You can't complain. And again, we're driving traffic to my website this time, but in the next week, I'm going to be changing all the links, so this will now be driving traffic to my Soundy Pro page as well, as we slowly start to move away from the BeatStars Pro page to the Soundy Pro page. Now, the last one is my Indie Pop Beats, which is my most successful reposting channel. We have 310 subscribers on my Indie Pop Beats. I'm posting once every 3 to 4 days on here because I'm starting to run out of Indie Pop Beats to repost, but I do make about 2 Indie Pop Beats, so what I've done is train the algorithm to get used to me uploading every 3 to 4 days, because that's how frequently I make an Indie Pop Beat, every 3 to 4 days. Now, the last thing, which I said at the start of the year I wasn't posting on SoundCloud anymore, but I wanted to give SoundCloud another chance, so what I've done is these are beats I uploaded years ago, but as you can see, I've scheduled them for the next week, so I don't have to touch them. So once every 2 weeks, I schedule 14 beats to upload onto SoundCloud once every day. And even if it doesn't yield any results now, I am just going to stick with it till the end of this year and see what happens, not give up on SoundCloud. And again, everything is going to Soundy on this aspect.